Hi everypony, it's your boy Robot Ponytron here, and today's gonna be a different video for once. Hooray. So if you remember, almost like 3 years ago, I showed off my Transformers designs that I came up with titled Generation 3, where I showed off a lot of classic Transformers characters, but with a brand new look. And by brand new, I just smashed pre-existing designs together to come up with brand new garbage. Well, that was years ago, and I have come up with so many new designs since then, and all of them contain a reference to some sort of show or movie or video game I've seen or played. So be on the lookout for them, and if you know what those references are, leave them in the comments below, so I will know that you are also a cultured man or something. But before we start with the new designs, I'm gonna pay a visit to an old design that I finally been able to finish. And you might remember Rampage from the previous video was all white and stuff. Now I've actually given him a color scheme. And this is the color scheme I kind of went with. And on the back here we have the leg mode for Abominus, which we will be seeing Abominus later on in this video. Also, take one last quick gander at the way I used to draw G3 designs, with the big name and the symbol for the faction they were on in their vehicle mode, because I have retired from doing that because it just got way too fucking difficult, or at least I got lazy. Actually, both are true. Well, we're gonna start things off here, so let's get this wrecking ball rolling. We're gonna start off with a classic Season 1 character of G1, then that's the trio of Reflector. I did them as separate designs rather than all three are the same type of deal. I also went a bit fancy with writing his name, but there they all are. No reference here, just three blokes. They all look different, as you can see. I'm so used to his new name, Refractor, from the War for Cybertron trilogy. Anyway, next up is... who's the next up? No, that's not it. Yes, here he is. Next up we have Heatwave, which is a name that originates from Rescue Bots, but I have given a sweet overhauled design right here. As you can, if you've seen my first G3 drawings video, you can tell right here that the art style has changed a bit. Not too drastic, just a bit. Heatwave. As you can see here, he's a giant sword shotgun, whatever, on his back, and I give him a kind of a Demolisher-esque face. Tiny Autobot symbol on his forehead, if you're able to determine what the fuck that actually is. And then, yeah, that's one last look here. There you go, that was Heatwave. Yeah, some of these designs are kind of basic, but except for this upcoming one, which I called Dark Steel, which is a name that I think originates from the Dark of the Moon toy line, but I could be wrong. Yeah, see, I kind of made him like scary and stuff, which is kind of the deal. Here you can see I kind of put doors on there originally, but now Dark Steel, 2 words, because I'm an idiot. One last look. Yeah. I don't really know what I was trying to do with that one. Anyway, another one that I think originates from the Dark of the Moon toy line, but that's where I first heard it from, is Skyhammer. This was actually a favorite of mine back in the Dark of the Moon toy line. He even has the exact same mech tech weapon there on his arm. However, I went a bit of a different turn with the propellers and such. But overall, kind of resembles the Dark of the Moon design. Skyhammer. There you go. And let's see, which one's the next one? No. Haha! Yeah, I had to do that reference. Ah, here we go. I also made a really weird decision to make Heatwave the leader of the Protectobots in the G3 continuity, or what continuity that I think I want to kind of build, but that's a discussion for another day. Anyway, here's the rest of the Protectobots. Blades, Prowl, yes, he's a Protectobot in this universe. Groove, First Aid, and Rook. There we go. That's all of them. Get one simple swoop. Yep, these are the Protectobots of this universe. Let's hope they can actually protect something worthwhile here. Get the full shot of all 5 of them. Alright, that's enough. Yeah, I don't know what kind of drugs I was doing. Here we go. Alright, we're getting to something more unique. As you all know, the Bumblebee movie is pretty fucking awesome, so of course I would make designs for Shatter and Dropkick. Let's see if you can get the reference with these two, yeah. I opted to make Shatter just the car and Dropkick just the helicopter because of the Studio Series toys. Because, why not? And again, if you get the reference, which I know you will, leave it in the comments. Anyway, no Transformers series is complete with the Combaticons, so first up we have Swindle, Daddy Swindle, of course, and Big Boy Brawl. Kind of based off Fall of Cybertron a bit, but with a kind of a cartoony twist to them. Swindle kind of have his animated eyes right there, and the giant gun right there. Also, $sign in his name, which I thought was pretty unique. Brawl is a straight up Fall of Cybertron, so of course. I love Fall of Cybertron. Rest in peace, that game. Bless its soul. Yeah, the other two here, Blast Off and Vortex. I kind of fucked up his face 1,000 times, which is why it looks kind of wacky, but oh well. And purple, brown. Oh yes, and Vortex is looking kind of skinny, but hey, all Flyboys are kind of skinny. He's got some like missiles right here, missiles and propellers on his back and such. We all know how Flyboys work. And next up is the leader, Onslaught. We all know Ons. Well, he's a big muscle boy. I kind of went with a Russian military leader, sort of. I don't know. It doesn't really look like that. He's got a commander's hat on. He's muscular and such. Well, I can say I tried. Sure. Let's look. There we go. You don't need time to look. This one was a request of a friend. I can't do fembots. I know. I'm sorry. Shit on it all you want. But yeah, this was a request from a friend of mine, Flame War. I know nothing about this character. I just based it off what he told me in a couple of pictures. Yeah, I know. Hate on it all you want. But I tried at least. This one, of course, is a fan favorite, so I had to do this one. Knockout. He looks straight up as he did out of Transformers Prime. I mean, it's almost an exact replica. You gotta admit that. But of course, with a bit of G3 aesthetics, I guess you could call them. I don't know what you would say there. Yeah. Next one is kind of a teaser for what I have coming up, but to kind of celebrate the Kingdom toy line and all that, I made Dinobot. Yes, Dinobot. Beastars, Dinobot, you know, honorable warrior and such. I did him. And he's kind of unique, kind of like a mouth plate, like the original toy. He's got the thing there. He's got the weird claw grabby hands and dino feet. You know, Dinobot. Next up, we have a Stunticon. First up, there's Breakdown, and I won't actually be getting into the other Stunticons until way later in this video, because I drew them way fucking later, because I'm a fucking dunce. He's kind of based off War for Cybertron with this thing and the Scatter Blaster, and that's really it. Legs are kind of different than the chest and the shoulders there. Yeah. Who's next? A couple of classics from the Unicron trilogy. Here we have, let's see, we have Ransack and Crumble Zone. Yeah, two more classics from the Unicron trilogy. In the last video, you would know I had Demolisher and Cyclonus as a helicopter, if you could believe that. But yeah, they kind of resemble what they did originally. Ransack with the motorcycle wheels, and Crumple Zone being the big, beefy muscle man that he is. Here's another female I kind of did. Red Alert. Yeah, kind of based off Transformers Animated. I did with the Gen. And yes, I made it look exactly like my site. Well, just female, I guess, and yeah, that's nothing really to write home about. Just Red Alert. Who cares about the 1985 G1 characters? Let's be real here. Next up is another fan favorite, Windblade. Looks almost like she does normally, just kind of with the G3 style sword. She's got the sword, you know. She's got the whatever you call it, where you put the sword when you're not using it. And overall, she looks kind of cute, I guess. I'm never saying that ever again for whatever crap I always draw. This one's from the comics. I don't actually read the comics because I'm not homophobic, but anyway, this is Nautica. If you get the reference here, leave it in the comments below. Oh, but yeah, I gave her a trident because you know, kind of like you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm kind of stumbling over words repeatedly because I normally don't talk this much in videos because I never have anything to say. Anyway, again, if you get the reference, comment it below. Next up, we all know who this bloke is. It's Dinobot leader Grimlock. And yeah, rather than caveman, I went with British gentleman. Kind of a reference to Cyberverse Grimlock with how he acts when in robot mode, at least. He's like, this British gentleman. I don't know why I did it. I just thought it would be hilarious. Anyway, that's enough of my stupid humor. Let's see. Who's next again? This one I'm not really proud of because I rushed it a ton, basically. It's 6-shot. As you can see, I'm trying to put him in like a dynamic pose here. like he's, I'm gonna get you, Autobots, and shit like that. But it didn't really work out that well. He's kind of looks like how Six Shot normally does in all the shows, just like a couple of spikes here and there. Yeah, that was Six Shot. I actually have his alt modes all drawn here, but they're not colored here. Take a look anyway. Six Shot tank, Six Shot jet, Six Shot car, Six Shot wolf, Six Shot gun. Yes, they're all simple, but effective. Oh, cock. My fingers are getting all dried up from flipping through 2,000 million pages. Yes. I fucking forgot to put name tags on these two, but we all know that they're supposed to be Hoist and Grapple. Of course, the Earthrise toy line is beautiful, so I had to draw them. They're actually really good. Hoist and Cliffjumper were both my first two Earthrise introductions, so of course I would draw Hoist because he was the better of the two. Good toys, and Grapple too, he's good. But here in G3 form, it's like I kind of went with Armada Smokescreen kind of look with the thing here, and then the thing here, and Hoist. This is kind of cool what I did here with Hoist. And then look, flipping through. God, why'd I draw so much shit in here? None of them are good. Anyway, here's Crosshairs. Of course I would draw him because movie fan over here, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, this is kind of how Crosshairs normally looks. He's like, well, normally he looks in the movies. He's green, got the big black skid marks right here. He's got the goggles, like my G3 Hotshot, or Trax, or whatever the fuck I call him anymore. It's kind of like got a cape now. I simplified it from a trench coat to a cape, yeah. He's got a giant ass gun here that I have no idea how he's supposed to hold him. And yeah, that's Crosshairs done. We all know who Crosshairs is in the movies. What am I talking about? Let's see, oh god. Oh, this one's so terrible, but here, just laugh at me already. RC. Are you done laughing? Okay, good. The gun looks good though, I gotta admit that, but I need to redo RC. Okay. Okay, next up is ZC. I think the reference is pretty obvious with these two. Kind of a double reference, actually, because Transformers Animated did this as well, but I had to do it better, of course. I think we all know what this is and what this is. It's pretty obvious, but if I don't think I need to explain. Yeah, Huffer and Pipes as those two. Of course, I would do those. All right. Next up is this one. I'm kind of like glad how it turned out. It's Scourge. We all know who Scourge is. 1986 movie. Reformatted Decepticon army. You know who he is. But here in G3 form, he's kind of like gave him a bat kind of look to him. Like the bat ears and the bat wing arms, and kind of like a cool chest design I kind of gave him there. And of course he's got the facial hair, as he always has to, should too. Toot. I'm an idiot, I know. Next up is a Seeker, and here's a teaser for what the Seekers look like in my new art style. As you can see here, I did Sunstorm. We all know he's from the comics, actually. I don't read the comics. But, like, yeah, he's like full of energy and blah, gonna destroy you and shit. I don't know. Alright, let's see. And the last one in this sketchbook actually is Camshaft. Omnibot Camshaft from the G1 toy line, or wherever he's from. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Yeah, this reference is also kind of obvious, but... And if you get it, of course, leave it in the comments. But actually, due to the reference, Camshaft is actually the only G3 Transformer design that actually turns into a real car. The Toyota AE86. Of course, I had to do it. It was a matter of time before I made something as stupid as this. It was also with a reference pic. And that's it for that sketchbook. A whole lot of bullshit I did in there. Oh well. Can it get worse from there? Yes, it totally can! We're moving on to the next sketchbook, and I need to do a bit of digging around to actually find the first one in here. God damn it, why do I do this shit to myself? Why do I have to make things so complicated? Okay. Let's see. There we go. And another thing's falling out. God damn it. I need to sort my shit. Way better than I actually sort my shit anyway. Here's the first one of this sketchbook. This is DevCon, based off the G1 DevCon from the cartoon. He's never actually had many toys, actually, if any at all. And his buddy Slizardo from the cartoon as well. I made him robotic instead of a alien. I guess, well, the Transformers are aliens, but whatever. You know what I mean anyway. Here's what I did for DevCon. Gave him a bit of red to differentiate him from the other fucking design for him. We all know how. Anyway, next up we have Lockdown, and of course I had to do a reference to the movies with the mask here. But other than that, he's pretty much looks like what all other Lockdowns look like, with the green and the black and the hook hand and the engine on the other arm, spiky wheels and shit, and the neck. Let's see, what's next here? This one is kind of a obvious one I would do. Blaster. Soundwave's Autobot counterpart from 1985. Season 2 of Transformers G1. And of course, I actually gave him the visor look on the toy instead of the cartoon's normal 2 eyes. And as you can, if you've seen the first G3 drawings video, you would know that Soundwave is obviously blue. Here, except Blaster is red. Anyway, that was Blaster down. Here's another reference that you should understand. This one's also kind of an obvious reference. In fact, I literally included it right there. Anyway, this is Wreck-Gar. This one's kind of dumb, but you have to observe the majesty of my genius. Wreck-Gar, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that one's kind of a stupid one. Anyway, next up if you remember from the first video, I made Rumble, one of Soundwave's minions, but I actually made whole new designs for the minions. Rumble and Frenzy. Oh no, they're the toy colors. Oh no, shut up. I know. I know. I'm actually in this club myself, so And actually cry all you want because hold on. Haha, take that! I swapped their colors as well! I'm so evil, I know. Anyway, yeah, Ravage, Laserbeak. Whole new designs. Next up is Ratbat. This one is a reference to a previous incarnation of Ratbat. I believe it's based off the Galaxy 4 / Cybertron Sideways toy, one of those variants. It's actually using Cyclonus's body type. If you remember from the first video, you knew what Cyclonus looks like. This is Cyclonus, but it's Ratbat, but it's also sideways, and it's a bunch of, you know what I'm talking about. It's a bunch of references on top of references, which is kind of what I do best. And as we all... Yeah, I'm gonna do this one, because I actually decided to completely redo Optimus Prime in my new art style, just so you can see how far it's come. And actually, let's get a comparison between the original and the new one. It's like one of those videos where it's like old versus new, or one of those memes like that. There we go. That's our thumbnail right there. Anyway, Optimus Prime all done. I really like how he turned out. And oh look, we're on to the other Stunticons. So here's Dragstrip and Wild Break. Yes, I know, it's supposed to be Wild Rider, but I kind of made it a combination between Wild Rider, his original name, and Breakneck, his new name. So, Wild Break. And here we have Dragstrip. I tried to make him the same body type as my G3 Mirage, if you remember him from the previous video. But it's not dead on, but to be fair, why should it be dead on? And the last two Stunticons are Dead End and Motormaster. God, that name. That name. But anyway, Motormaster, he has a head like the G1 toy inside a box, rather than his head being the box like it is in the cartoon. And Dead End is just Dead End. Door wings I decided to do for him. Oh man, here's another one that brings me back. If you remember Silverbolt from the last video, well, behold the other Aerobots. Air Raid, which he looks happy to be here, and Quickshot, which is, I decided to call him Quickshot, which is a cross between Slingshot, which is his original name, and Quickslinger, which is his Combiner Wars name, so Quickshot. I'm clever, you don't need to tell me. And here we have the last two Aerobots. Yes, I didn't do Alpha Bravo, thank God. Skydive, I admit, kind of looks weird, but oh well, I did them how I did them. And Firefly actually has a reference. If you know what the reference is, comment it down below. But yeah, that's how I did Firefly. Oh man, you're gonna love this. So, as a movie fan, as you all know, I did many of the movie characters in G3 form. No different for these guys. If you remember Transformers The Last Night, you'll know exactly who these people are. I did Mohawk. You know, oh my, I love how I did Mohawk. He looks so beautiful. and Hooligan, which Hooligan is his concept art name. In the movie, he was called Dreadbot, but here he's called Hooligan, and he's blue and brown, and he's green and stuff, like kind of like how Mohawk in the movie had like green tattoos and stuff. Anyway, there's those two. And here's the other two more. Nitro Zeus, which I gave him the secret body type, but obviously with the stuff that Nitro Zeus had in the movie, like this thing and this gun hand, and Shockwave's head, not G3 Shockwave's head, just kind of a Shockwave-ish head, and it's also kind of based off the Nitro Zeus toy from both the Studio Series and the Last Night toy line. And I did Berserker here. He's basically just a cartoon version of the movie design, just kind of with horns. And he's cartoony. God damn it, I'm like running out of breath here. Like maybe I have to do this a certain way. Anyway, in the movie he was called Onslaught, but because Onslaught is already in G3 as the Combaticon leader, I had to name him to something fitting for a tow truck, so I named him Towline. I took that name from Robots in Disguise 2001, or Car Robots as it's called in Japan. But anyway, I called him Towline. And he's Onslaught from the Last Night, with the giant cannon here and the giant scissor hand here, snip snip, and the big wheel shoulder things. And he's basically Onslaught from the Last Night, just cartoonified. And I also gave him like a mouth plate and a kind of a thing here. And his name is Towline. Hooray for different names. And I'm quite happy to finally announce that after all these years, Superion is finally complete in his full glory. Look at that. I was very happy with myself that I finally completed Superion. Yeah, if you remember from the first video, that's Superion's torso mode from the Silverbolt drawing. And there's Air Raid and Quick Shot, Skydive and Firefly. And yes, the arrangement is different from what he's supposed to be. It's like these two are supposed to be the legs and these two are the arms, but here I did it, like, mix-matched. Next up is another important one. If you remember for the first one in this video I said Abominus, so here he is, Abominus, all done and complete. Yeah, if you remember from the first video, yep, Predaking, Skybite, Waspinator, Rampage, and Ripper Snapper, all combined into Abominus. I love this. I love how he turned out. I love his colors. I love it when I finally complete projects, especially over the years. And I actually gave, the Transformers the Last Night Decepticons from the G3 universe, I decided to give them a combined mode. Yes, because I am mentally insane. And I also called it Ruination. I nabbed that name from Car Robots / Robots in Disguise 2001, and it kind of fits. Anyway, yep, Towline, Berserker, Nitro Zeus, Hooligan, Mohawk, Ruination. And the team I decided to call them, you're gonna love this, are the Punkticons. I'm a genius, I know. You don't have to remind me of my genius. I'm saying I'm a genius a lot because apparently I'm Jeremy Clarkson. Anyway, Ruination. Let's see here. They got a load of other drawings here. If you want me to, if I ever feel comfortable showing my other drawings, I will. Anyway, Protectobots. They combine to form Defensor. We all know who Defensor is, except he's different here. Heatwave is the whole torso. Groove is the chest plate, like Combiner Wars. Blades, First Aid, Prowl, Rook. All of them are Defensor, the Protectobots. Yay. I personally never cared about the Protectobots until I made that. Now I don't mind them. And of course, the Combaticons. They turn into Bruticus. Bruticus! I kind of base it off also, John, with how they kind of look here with the Swindle and Brawl feet. Do I need to explain Bruticus? We all know who Bruticus is, right? I've been talking so much in this video, my throat kind of hurts. One quick sip from my drink. That didn't really help. Anyway, yeah. Bruticus. And I love the color scheme I chose for him. And why am I talking in Bruticus's voice? Because I love Bruticus. I really do. I really love Bruticus. Anyway, speaking of Bruticus, here's Menasor. That's a good transition. Yep, Menasor. We all know Menasor too. He's also kind of popular. And I gave him spiky, growly teeth. Because, yes, Menasor angry. Menasor angry because Menasor is poking out of the picture. Anyway, Menasor. God damn it, why do I have to have so many miscellaneous shit drawn? Things that I don't care about. Oh, good grief. Anyway, yep. Here's some other Seekers I decided to draw. Hotlink, Slipstream, and Redwing. We all know where Redwing comes from. He's from the Siege Generation Selects. Why did they make up a whole new Seeker just for the Siege toy line? Why did they do that? Also, Hotlink looks more like Misfire. I know. I also draw him with blue eyes and Skywarp's kind of cock thing there. And Slipstream. Yeah, it's Slipstream. Some generic Seekers. And if I ever do a redo of the first 3 Seekers, that is basically a teaser for what they look like. Ha ha ha. And I think this is the last one in this sketchbook. And I did poor little Skids. He's sad because he's a pathetic piece of shit. He's kind of cross between G1 and the movies because, of course, back to the basics with G3 is that they're all mashed together of previous designs. He even has the big oversized other arm. And look, poor little Skids. He's a sad little puppy dog or something like that. And another drawing in here tried to escape. How embarrassed I would be if I showed that one. Not really. And if you can excuse me real quick, I need to take a quick breather. Alright, I'm back from my breather, and before we get to the last sketchbook and a couple of miscellaneous ones, I'm gonna real quick show you some ones I made for Halloween, actually, last year. I miss Halloween so much the way I used to celebrate it, but the way I celebrate it now is even better, so I lose for a win. Anyway, these are the Inferno cons from the Transformers last night. And first, here we have Gluggen Gorge. And I somehow gave him the wrong name. See, I wanted to name this. Wanted to name the fat one Glug, but I gave him the wrong body. So I don't know how else to explain this one. I'm bad at explaining things. All you need to know is I got their names wrong, but this is Gluggen Gorge. And on the back here, I did fucking. I'm bad at handling paper. Rupture and Thrash. The two other Infernicons. The toys, actually. The ones in the movies are way fucking ugly, so here I kind of made them cartoony. And that was the four, and their leader here is Skulk, and you kind of get the theme with these guys. They look like they crawled straight out of hell. Cybertron Hell, which I guess is kind of perfect for Halloween, especially how I celebrate it now. And, of course, the Infernocons combine into Infernocus, if you can read that good. Yeah. That's a design I actually had for a while, but now I finally realize it in whole. Yep. Infernocus. Yeah, that was a bonus one I wanted to throw in there. Well, a bonus one. I did it for Halloween, so it's a special one. Next up is a special one because, like, this is a redo of an older one. This one is my redo of Rodimus. And he looks way better here in the new art style. He looks freaking badass here. And if I real quick bring in the original from fucking whenever I do this, yeah, gigantic improvement. Old versus new, or here. Oh dear. So embarrassing how I used to do them. I'm glad I improved. And improved gigantically. Anyway, this is kind of awkward how I'm gonna grab them now. Because this one kind of opens up the Here's another one. Here's another one. Previous characters, but redone. This time they're triple changers, Shatter and Dropkick. As you can see, differences are added jet parts to Shatter, added car parts to Dropkick. Again, like I said earlier, if you get the reference with these two, leave it in the comments below. I doubt any of you will get most of the references because they're kind of obscure and shit. But like, anyway, here's another one with a reference. Except this reference isn't really obscure, but this is Thunderclash. This character originates from G1, but from the UK Europe G1, like G1.5 as they like to call it. Yeah. I think you'll get the reference instantly. In fact, I actually just watched this, like, back when it finally came to Netflix. Anyway, that's Thunderclash. That one's kind of a silly reference anyway. It was kind of a random one. I did Dark Steel Phase 2. It's Dark Steel from earlier, except I did a different robot mode for him. I don't know why. I might come up with a in-universe explanation someday, but for now, and not really a reference to anything, just kind of like an evil jester kind of thing. Let's see, what is next? What is next? And of course, I drew this one vertically, but it's still kind of a cool one because this one is bumped the camera there. Ultra Magnus. Haha. Of course, we all know who Ultra Magnus is. Like the leader of the 1986 Autobots or some shit like that. As you can see, I made him like really jacked up and stuff like that. I like how he turned out too. And he kinda has a reference, but it's kinda subtle. And not really, you can't really see it, but like, if you look really close enough, you'll notice it and you'll cringe at it. Anyway, Ultra Magnus. Let's see. Who is next? You are next. Woohoo! Next up is another obscure character. The Star Saber here originates from Japan, one of the Japan exclusive anime. He's from Transformers Victory. And of course I had to give him a G3 design because he looked cool then, and he looks cooler here because he's got a sword. And it's kind of modeled it off the Star Saber from Transformers Prime. And I'm kind of thinking about what a friend in a Discord server said about him. It was ridiculous, and you won't get it because you're not one of my friends. Or maybe if you are one of my friends watching, you might understand what I'm getting at. And God, I hate sketchbooks like this where you have to like, you know, like they're kind of like sticky in there, and they fall out easily anyway. I actually, I wrote his name backwards for some stupid reason. No real reason, just felt like it, and this has been down for a long time. I am such a fucking idiot. Anyway, I don't care if the audio turns out broken or shit, because I've been at this for like almost an hour. Anyway, it's Skyquake. Skyquake. I wrote it backwards for reasons. Anyway, he's got a knife. Stand back. He's kind of got the secret design, but he's got different legs, shoulder pads, different head. And he's green, like the Transformers Prime Skyquake. Speaking of people that are green, here we have Springer, the Autobot triple changer from the 1986 Transformers movie. And yeah, it's basically Springer. We all know who Springer is. He's kind of popular because he's a triple changer and a wrecker. He's got the sword. His hand is kind of hidden underneath his gun, as you can see how I drew it. He's holding it like that, and I love it. And he's got the other sword here there, and I love how this turned out. And everything is falling out of this sketchpad, even as we speak, because I hate this piece of shit. Oh god. Anyway, I'm gonna stop complaining for about 3 seconds so I can talk about Chrome Dome. Yeah, Headmaster, if you didn't know, well, he's from the American cartoon, but he got way more success in Japan with Headmasters. But yeah, Chrome Dome. I didn't draw the Headmaster thing because I don't do that anymore. Oh shit. And of course, he's basically Chrome Dome, but with the G3 style. And oh shit, this might actually be the last dude in here. Yeah, this next up, last one I have in this sketchbook for right now is Double Dealer. And I drew him because the Earthrise Double Dealer is pretty cool. And he also has a pretty dumb fucking reference that I included. But yeah, I did Double Dealer. He pretty much looks like the G1 Double Dealer. But I have the missile on his arm because, let's be real here, I don't have enough real estate up on his shoulder. Because I fucking suck. I suck ass. And there we go. And that is all the sketch pads done. But I still have to go through them all again because it's time for the bonus ones. A weird way to cut them in, but here's some bonuses. I did Shockwave, my design for Shockwave, but in his G3 colors. I kind of made a mistake with the horns here because they're supposed to be gray, but anyway. Then I did Recon Barricade, and it totally says Recon. There's no other words other than Recon Barricade. And Police, okay? Just Recon Barricade and then Police. Anyway, he's the white variant of Barricade if you don't know that reference. It comes from the movie toy lines. And lastly, here's Galvatron in his G1 Marvel Comics colors, which is also his G1 toy colors, but yeah, those are that's Galvatron's alternate colors, which I kinda did. Good job there. I love how that turned out as well. Please congratulate me. And some other kind of like bonus scene art I did right here. This one's kind of a cool one I did. Like it's Pipes hunting down the ghost of Starscream. Because of course I would do that reference. It's a double reference once again. I don't know why. Except here's another kind of stupid one. I did Bumblebee simping for Windblade. I don't know why. I just thought it would be kind of funny. Also, kind of a sneak peek design for redo of Bumblebee, I guess. And then I have another scene art here. Of course, I lost it because I can't keep track of anything anymore. Anyway, yeah, here it is. Reference. Here's another reference to one of the movies. Time to eliminate loose ends. Because, of course, I would reference the movies because I love the movies because I'm a fucking moron. Here's another one I did to. Has another fucking reference. K-On! News. What Shatter and Dropkick do at their day job. In contrast to what they do in their free time. Battle Mask, cool. Cliff Jumper, he's fucking dead. Because, of course, Cliff Jumper always dies. And speaking of Cliff Jumper always dying, here's kind of a shitpost drawing I made. It's the Autobot Zombie Survival Team. The team leader, the team mascot, team brawler, team specialist, team medic, and first to die. Damn it. Yeah, it's kind of a shitpost one, which is why it's not very good. I'm so fucking clever! And lastly, to leave off, as you know my Predacons from the previous one, but of course, you can't have Predacons without the Maximals. And look at the genius I did for this one. It's a huge group shot of all of them, of course. I also did it to celebrate the Kingdom toy line for War for Cybertron trilogy. Anyway, I got all of them there. And yes, I did Lyle Convoy as the leader. He's another one from Japan, or Leo Primo as they call him here. Cheetor, Rat Trap, he's the tiny one, as Rat Trap always is the tiny one. Rhinox, the big muscular one. Air Razor, the flying one. And of course, and I also did a side shot of Dinobot, which I think kind of looks cool. Oh god. And lastly, to finish off, I have this other group shot of all the Autobot heroes. Look at that. Now that's just quality right there. One of my best works. And that is everything I've done up to this point. Please, if you love this video and what I did, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new here, I guess. And also leave a comment for what you think the reference is with Leo Primal over there. I'm so good at adding references. Anyway. Of course, leave comments for what you think all the other references are supposed to be. I bet you won't guess them all. Anyway, that's all for me. Maybe next time I do one of these types of videos, I'll do other drawings that I've made. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. I will leave you in peace.